Not a YouTuber, just like making videos. And I recently made a video called Big Daddy Government. I uploaded it. I didn't like how it turned out, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to tackle a bevy of ideas, but I kind of forgot some of my information, so I'm trying it again. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to talk about the government shutdown, and so forth, you know what I'm saying, food stamps and capitalism, and hopefully it gets all, I'm trying to flesh it all out, you know what I'm saying, in a shorter amount of time. The original video is running close to 20 minutes, I'm trying to make this 10 minutes. But, you know, okay, going into the government shutdown, a whole lot of people are panicking, you know what I'm saying, they're like, oh, what do we do, you know, and this and that, and like it's a complete catastrophe, like a complete cataclysm. It's not the first time this happened with the government shutting down. In 1935, you had a similar scenario because FDR wanted to pass the Economic Recovery Bill. No, the Economic Security Bill, which was later renamed the Social Security Act. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to pass a bill off for Social Security, and the Republicans were all, you know, uptight about this and that, didn't want to go to work, and and so forth. But, you know what I'm saying, we got past that, so we can get past this. Now, I find it funny that this, the government's trying to go kaput at the same time the launch of Obamacare, which was on October 1st. Now, Obamacare is a double-edged sword because they're making healthcare mandatory. I'm like, sure, it's going to be cheaper, so they say, but, you know what I'm saying, you have to have it. It's like car insurance. Well, I don't know if it's the law in your state, but in my state or the states I lived in, you know what I'm saying, it was mandatory that you write around insurance or they'll suspend your license or do some shit like that. Now, going into big government. Now, people have said since the government has interfered with the American family, and since so many people can live off the government and subsidize housing and government cheese or whatever, there's no need for a man, and the family has been completely discombobulated. There's some truth to that, but, you know, I feel that a lot of it has to do with capitalism. I'm not going to fully blame capitalism, but I advise anybody to watch Michael Moore's documentary, Capitalism, A Love Story. Now, what Michael Moore was talking about, what I agree upon, you know, back in the olden days, a man can get a job working at a warehouse or a factory, you know what I'm saying, maybe at the harbor or whatever, and, you know, he can make pretty decent money. I'm like, he can even be what do they call that, you know what I'm saying, a fry cook, a short order cook, and make decent enough money and support his whole family and send his kids off to school, have a good retirement plan, health care for his whole family and whatnot. But it's not like that, you know, nowadays. You know, you have to be highly skilled or be lucky, you know, or have a level of education to get work that you can live in a decent neighborhood to raise your kids and so forth. And I think that's due to outsourcing, competition. You know what I'm saying? Think about what happened in Detroit, Michigan, or Flint, Michigan. You know, when the jobs left. You know, it left a lot of people high and dry that relied on these factory works. You know, like, you can't expect everybody to be multifaceted and have enough training and skill to be able to jump from job to job easily and move state to state easily. No, it's not like that. People, you know, rely on this type of work, and so therefore, I think that's what caused you know what I'm saying, the American, you know what I'm saying, neighborhoods and cities, when they start going into urban decay or disarray, that also affected the American family, and with drugs and so forth. And also going into capitalism, you know what I'm saying, our prisons are becoming privatized now. I never see the Republicans, the neocons, ever talk about these privatized prisons. And, you know, when they make money, you know what I'm saying, CCA, and I read an article on how these privately owned facilities are in cahoots with hip hop culture, with the major organizations that publish hip hop records. You know what I'm saying? Major record labels. I swear, I wish I could find the link. But now when you have a prison system, you know what I'm saying, that's capitalized, they need bodies. They need human bodies, detainees inside their prisons. So I'm like, how is this going to have an overall effect on society? I'm like, these guys can't stay in jail forever. They come out of jail and they can't even get into certain housing, and they go into shitty ass neighborhoods that's all corrupted, and it's hard for people to raise their families in these horrific conditions and so forth. So, but I never see, as I said before, I never see the Republicans talk about how, what I'm saying, how they're capitalizing our prison system. They only go by people, what I'm saying, getting free money from the government. Now, I've never gotten anything from the government for free. I don't co-sign, what I'm saying, living off the county. But I understand why people do it. I understand that, when the first of the month comes around. Yeah, enough of that. When people get their welfare checks, SSI, their food stamps and so forth, that money goes right back into the economy. You know what I'm saying? The rapper K Reno said one thing. He said, if black people got their reparation checks for slavery, they'll give it right back to the white man that the following week. Yeah, I understand. Like, it's not like these people who receive EBT or whatever, invest their money in foreign oil or whatever. No, they go to Walmart, they go to the gas stations and pump that money right back into the economy. And I think about the stimulus bill, or the stimulus act. Just giving people a whole bunch of free money, especially what George Bush did when giving people their stimulus check, giving them an extra $600 on average to help, jumpstart the economy when the economy was slipping. You need people to spend money in order to get the wheels turning. You know what I mean? To get them pistons fired up. And hence, the first of the month when people grab their check in the hoods or whatever, they're spending the money. You know what I'm saying? The people who actually own the business, they don't care where their customers get their money from. You know what I mean? As long as they got that money and so forth. So it's like a whole big conundrum. So we can't just expect blame everything on the big people relying on big government. Now, when it comes to black people, especially single black mothers who've become synonymous with Section 8 and so forth, and people have said that, well, these females, they have to live in the projects, and if they have a man with them, they'll check and see if they have a man. That's why they have driven the black men out the home. That's a sort of a half-truth. Now, if someone puts in an application to get Section 8, to get on the county, and if they put down that they're single, they have to remain single, don't you think? That if a man moves in with them, of course they're going to get in trouble. He ain't supposed to be there because he was not on the application. Now, it wasn't like the government, created this infrastructure for just black people and single mothers. There's a lot of people living off of it. There's nothing wrong with it. Most industrialized, most modern nations, give out some sort of handouts to their citizens, or even non-citizens. Like we go into Europe, a lot of Europe is socialist. As going back into that Michael Moore documentary, Capitalism, he goes into France and England and how they have socialized medicine, and Canada and so forth, how the government will pay for your education. They'll pay for your daycare. These are white people. These are Europeans, giving out handouts the same way black people here in America are getting handouts. I think one of the main reasons they're doing that in Europe to help help their population grow, because there are a decline of white people having kids, and also just overall for people to be happy. Now, I read a survey somewhere where it talked about the top 10 countries where people are happy. Do you think America was on that top 10? Hell fucking no. Majority of them was Europeans. Europeans living in a socialist government. You know, so I'm not saying capitalism is completely evil. I'm not saying that socialism is the greatest form of government there is. But you know what I'm saying, we have to look at both sides of this sword here, of this double-edged sword. But I understand why people, you know what I'm saying, use food stamps or whatever. Now, I admit, people do abuse it. You know what I'm saying? They abuse the fuck out of it. And you can't just keep thinking you're going to get away with shit and not the government catch up with you. But for years, now for the majority of the time human beings have been on Earth, we lived off a barter system. You know what I'm saying? We growed and hunted our own food. And we didn't need money. Technically, we don't need money. Everything we need comes from the earth. I know I'm getting kind of deep on you. I know I'm getting very indigenous on you. And so forth. But, you know what I'm saying, the industrialized revolution came, you know what I'm saying, so we started getting food packed with preservatives and additives and going to the grocery market rather do for ourselves. So it wasn't like the American people have ever asked the government, hey, can you give us a check or anything, especially black people. You know what I'm saying? After slavery, we wasn't asking for a handout or whatever. We were trying to do our own thing. But, you know what I'm saying, there was a whole lot of riffraffs, a whole lot of hatred, prejudice, you know what I'm saying, stunting our growth to the point where we had to get protection from the government to protect us from these Neanderthals over here. And you know what I'm saying, that was a trap within itself, you know. And when the government created the idea of these subsidized housings, you know what I'm saying, and projects, it was a good idea, because at first it was families living in them, you know what I'm saying, you know, mother, father, kids. You know, the idea of living in affordable housing and in major cities while you're right next to the good jobs, Philadelphia, New York, and so forth. You can have jobs working on the subway or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying, the black man was just railroaded right into the penal system. You know, put right there on a chain gang. So, that's why I don't criticize black people too much. Just like Tariq Nasheed has said, if you want to criticize black people, you need to criticize the system of white supremacy that was always in place. Whether you believe it doesn't exist or not. I'm not saying every single white person got their hand in this. Not saying every white person benefits from this. But it is what it is. Alright, thanks for watching.